All right, you guys. So y'all know what it is, man. Like, share, subscribe, ring that bell as y'all come on in here, man. Shouts out to the Lions Den basketball community, man. Salute to my brother A Weapons. He rep Bill Life Music forever, man. Shouts out. Make sure y'all go to ticketvmedia.com, get that music, the merch. Real pro ballers, man. And y'all already know what we doing, man. Podcast show, episode. I don't know, what is it? 7, 8, 9. Already we rolling, man. I got the boss, the biggest boss you ever seen thus far. Keith Kloss in the building, ex-Los Angeles Clipper. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, another day in paradise, just making it do what it do.
Man,
Happy New Year to you.
Man. They got the bad news. So yesterday, they had news the day before yesterday. The news that came out, all this pressure was going on Darvin Ham, man, coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. They was basically saying that, it was been a while that they were saying he could lose his job. Then the news came out before the game yesterday saying, oh, nah, we're going to wait to the end of the season to see, evaluate him, wait to the end of the season to see what's going on. And then they lost the game last night. These guys seem like they don't quit on this dude. Lost the game last night, and now, breaking news. According to reports, the Lakers insiders, man, are revealing that the Clippers game tomorrow could hold Darvin Ham's fate, and that the pressure of the fans, if they lose that game to the Clippers tomorrow, could cause the Los Angeles Lakers to fire Darvin Ham, man. And so basically the reports is saying that tomorrow's game against the Clippers is crucial to whether or not they keep or fire Darvin Ham. Now, before you say something, this is the same Darvin Ham that they knew was a rookie head coach coming into a situation where you want vets to try to win now. So this is something the front office knew, right? Then he comes in, you go to the Western Conference Finals. Then you come back this year, and the only thing that you could win so far, he won, which is an in-season tournament. These dudes popping champagne bottles, got the goggles on, all of the other foolishness we seen going on, celebrating like it's an NBA World Championship, right? Then after that, right? We know how Kobe Bean Bryant and all them old school cats get down. You raise that banner in the old Staples Center, like that's a World Championship banner. I'm gonna ask you about that. We're gonna get to that. Then, right after that, you proceed to lose 8 out of 10 games. So they're 2-8 in the last 10 games. And now they're saying because of this stretch, if this man don't step up and win this game tomorrow against the Clippers, he probably going to get fired, man. I'm going to tell you something, bro. I'm going to leave it. I want to ask you your thoughts on this, man. And, bro, absolutely disgusting. They just came out yesterday before the game and was saying his job was safe. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying that the feeling around the organization is that the Lakers lose to the Clippers tomorrow, that this is it for Darvin Ham, man. Go ahead, boss. What you got on this, bro?
Man, you know what? It's a tricky business. It's an emotional business. It's a business that's predicated on wins in championships, raising banners. Coaches get fired every day, B. Coaches get fired every day, man. Coaches come and go every day. It was a risk. They knew the risk bringing in a rookie head coach, to deal with such a high-profile organization, dealing with such a high-profile player as LeBron James, Anthony Davis, they knew what they were getting themselves into. They're hoping that they would get the right pieces together to make them contenders, And, hey, me and you played the game, man. It's up to us to go out there and execute. If we don't execute, if they don't trade our ass, they get rid of the dude that's, putting us through every game, the coach. The coach is a fall guy. They're not gonna make LeBron the fall guy. They're not gonna make AD the fall guy.
How you feel about that?
Know,
How you feel about, because I want to ask you a question. I said something the other day about what you just said. Bro, when we was growing up, when you were in the league, we were growing up, bro, when the team wasn't doing well, they used to put it on the star players, bro. You used to hear about, oh, what Kobe wasn't doing, what this star player wasn't doing. You never really heard them talking about, man, the role players and trading the whole team and on TV analyzing what players we can get to help this team win a championship. The media wasn't like that, bro.
Right.
How do you feel now that you see the media has shifted now to where now they out here blaming role players for jobs superstars supposed to be handling? They out here every single time you turn around, they want to fire the coach every single time the team go through a losing streak. And now for this man, in my opinion, it's a slap in the face, bro, for you to have went to the Western Conference Finals in your rookie year as a coach. Your second year, you win the in-season tournament. You win the championship in the in-season tournament, didn't lose a game. Then 10 games later, they're saying that if you lose to the Clippers, you're going to get fired, bro. This is and all of the Lakers, these new age, I ain't even going to call them Laker fans, have absolutely taken over LA, man, and destroyed the legacy that guys like Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Magic, Wilt, all of these guys, Worthy, the list goes on, have created, man. Man, go ahead. What's your thoughts on that, man?
You know, we live in a day and age where the fans are spoiled. They want what they want, you know, and they scream loud. They run on social media and they run wild with it. You know, they push narratives up there, and then you got the media themselves who push their own, their own narratives. And the organizations are listening to it. The higher ups are listening to it. And if it's too much and they don't like what they're hearing, man, they act on it, whether it's right or wrong on it. You know, and it's messed up because like you said, dude came in and did a hell of a job his rookie year as a head coach. Did a hell of a job. No, they didn't go all the way, but he did a hell of a job. I think he overexceeded the expectations for him with the experience that he, came in with. Excuse me, just distracted me. But he overexceeded the expectations. Did a great job.
Boss, they got big
now this bullshit as in-season tournament.
Come on now. Let's go, boss.
It's meaningless. It's meaningless. So I don't care who wins what, within the regular season. It's meaningless. Everybody knows, everyone who plays sports knows that it's the end of the season where it all matters.
Come on, boss.
Your body of work throughout the season, your record, and making that push to the playoffs. And then once you get to the playoffs, what's next? Let's get to the championship. Let's get through this first round. All right, now we're in the second round. Okay, now we're in a conference finals. Now we're in the championship. That's the ultimate goal. Nobody gives a damn about an in-season tournament or an in-season tournament championship. It's meaningless. So to raise that damn banner, it's a joke.
Do you think Kobe and Shaq would have celebrated an in-season tournament championship the way that LeBron and AD and those guys were celebrating with champagne, goggles, all this stuff like they won the NBA World Championship?
No, and neither would have the guys in the 80s, the 70s, and the 60s. They wouldn't have celebrated it either because it's meaningless. Everything is predicated on them getting to the finals, and not just getting there, but winning the finals, winning everything. That's the only banner that counts in pro sports, is that championship banner. That's the only banner that counts in every, on every level. In high school, we don't care about the conference. I mean, it's cool and everything, but did we win state? Some people are happy with winning the city championship. Give them city bragging rights, but the state championship in high school, that's where it's at. That's what you want. Then when you get to college, it's the NCAA championship that you want. not the conference, not the SEC conference champs, not the Big East conference champs, not the Pac-12 conference champs. It's the NCAA championship, NBA, NFL championship. That's all in Major League Baseball. World Series champs. Nobody gives a damn about an in-season tournament. It's useless. They need to, okay, they had the fun with it, messing with things, tweaking things this year. Go on, get rid of it, go on back to regular basketball.
Boss, let me ask you a question. What you think about how the media has taken over? Now, guys like myself and these other basketball players that played in the past are now coming in, and we trying to take this back. But what did you think about these big 600-pound sumo wrestler-looking motherfuckers coming in, trying to take over the sport, telling us what we need? Brian Windhorse type mofos coming in here. You understand what I'm saying? Looking like a big tub of guard sitting up there in front of the screen, and these guys online just coming in here, sumo twins, running their mouth, talking about and telling us about a game that we was actually in between the lines on, and telling us how we need to be played, talking about Darvin Ham ain't this, he ain't that. They don't understand all this stuff this man went through as a player, to be an undersized big man, to make it in the league for 10 years. Boss, how hard is it to make it in the league for 10 years as an undersized big man? You got to know basketball to do that. Then to go coaching, boss, to go from the D League, to be coaching in the D League, boss, to the NBA. Come on, bro.
Yeah, to play more than once, to get there in the first place as an undersized big man is an accomplishment in itself, let alone the 10 years. That's a great success. That's a success story, for Darvin Ham, for guys like another undersized big man, Gary Trent, Craig Smith, undersized bigs, tweeners, too big to play 3, too small to play 4. But they did what they had to do. They were able to capitalize and get, have longevity in the league because of it. That's an amazing accomplishment. For guys that can't run a suicide, for a guy that can't get up and down the court one time.
Bro, I heard Brian Windhorse talking so much trash, bro. I heard Brian Windhorse talking so much trash on TV yesterday about the Lakers and what they ain't doing and what Darvin Ham, these guys ain't doing. I'm like, bro, what the hell do you know? What really do you know? The only, like LeVar Ball said, the only thing these dudes can talk about, like Whitlock, is snacks. That's it, bro. That's it. How do you feel that this type of media has been able to come in and hijack the sport and tell dudes who really played, oh, no, well, your word, you don't know what you're talking about. Your word don't mean nothing.
Yeah, man. Guys like that, man, they're just paid to run their mouths. That's all. Paid to run their mouths. They ain't been out there in between the lines. They ain't with it. They ain't gone to war with the team. They don't know about a rivalry except what they see on TV. What they read about it, the history of it. But there's no actual experience. So are they qualified? No. They're just glorified fans.
In my opinion, boss.
Who have been given a platform to give their opinion. And, it's viewed as expertise because they wrote an article, a good article, once upon a time. And, that's what propelled them to the positions that they're in now. But it by no means makes them experts on it.
Bro, they have us seeming like we crazy, boss.
We're experts on it. We've been there.
But they make us seem like we crazy, and what they're trying to do is dumb us down. They're trying to dumb us down and make us seem like we a problem or we crazy. See what I'm saying? That's the problem I have with these cats, bro.
Right. That's how they get down, man. That's how they get down.
They have allowed analytics. They've allowed the computer and all of this stuff to control the game, bro. We have now taken the eye test. We have now taken heart. We have now taken dedication, commitment, and all those other things you can't measure in stats. We've eliminated this from the game.
Yeah.
Because now you got computer geeks. You understand what I'm saying? It's just big, fat, nasty, fat back computer geeks that just sit at the computer all day, crunch numbers, Act like they watch film and gonna tell dudes who really been out here in the grind, oh man, y'all know what y'all talking about, man. Bro, this is why I started doing this, bro. I can't take it no more, bro. Because I only want to be able to talk to dudes who really been doing this for real, man. At the highest level, overseas, the highest level in the NBA, bro. That's the only guys I really want to talk to on this, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, the other dudes is gonna be disrespectful. Now you got some of them that are respectful. You had the guys that didn't hoop, like the late great Stuart Scotts. He always kept it respectful. Everybody respected him. You know why? Because even though he's gonna give his commentary or say he ain't never cross a line and make it seem like I know more than you or I'm the expert at what you do, this, that, the third. No, we ain't doing that. Ain't no trolling games, none of this stuff going on, bro. I came to clean the streets of this foolishness, bro. And that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now, and I'm gonna take the whole game over. I'm gonna take the entire game over because I think it's time, bro. We take this back. So all of the cats that play, I think all of these dudes should be up doing this type of and giving it because we went through it, bro. Your whole life you went through this, so you should be the one after you don't went through all the pain, all of the suffering, all of the glory, everything that you benefited from, and everything that you lost from it. You should be able to come and tell your story. You should be able to come and give commentary on the game. You should be able to come and give your life experiences and what you've been through, dog.
Absolutely. But they're not going to let a few of us in there.
That's why we create but that's why we create our own lane. That's why we create our own lane, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
See, because they won't listen. They won't let. What you say?
There's more and more of us who are doing that. Who are podcasters now and being heard.
Bro, I'm with you on that. That's and listen, that's the reason why I said that's important, bro. I'm not saying that they're not necessary. But it has to be a line of understanding. Nigga, it's levels to this shit. Whether you on the NBA, overseas, whether you was a 10-year vet, a superstar, whether you was a guy who played a few years in the league and played overseas, whether you was a guy who played your whole career overseas. It's levels to this. And then the journalists need to understand where their level is who just did the journalist. Don't come tell me I played at the YMCA, I played high school, middle school, all this other stuff. You don't really understand the game. Boss, how much did the game change? How much did the game change, boss, from when you went to high school to college? Then how much did it change when you went to college to the NBA? And you're like, man, I thought I knew basketball. And then you got out there in the field and you're like, damn, man, I'm learning something crazy every day being out here.
Yeah. Because, when we're, for most people, they play, below the rim. Their game is below the rim. And you got guys who's at the rim, and then you got guys who are above the rim. You got to learn early how to play above the rim. Because it's like you said, there's levels.
Right.
There's levels. So as a youngster, I was taught early and reminded me often that my game had to be above the rim.
Right.
That would put me above the competition, above everybody else. That's something I try to translate to these guys today, who I work with, and help them understand that, hey, it's only going to get harder and harder. Nothing gets easier. The further you go with something, it doesn't get easier. Just like math, you start 1 + 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is what? 1 times 1 is 1. You feel me? We're building on math. Then they got add, subtraction, add, multiplication, division, pre-algebra, algebra, calculus, so on. That's like sports. There's levels to this shit, and you gotta be prepared at every single level. You gotta prepare yourself every single day that you go out there and train to get to the next level. Your training has to be next level to meet the expectations. Otherwise, you're gonna get laughed out. You're gonna get exposed. They're gonna laugh you up out of there.
Right.
We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen to guys. We've seen it happen to a whole bunch of guys.
Bro, I just think that I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I just think that, man, the way the game is gone, man, and now that they're talking about Darvin Ham, bro. So you're gonna tell me, and it started. Let's go back to Frank Vogel, bro. Frank Vogel won the NBA championship. What coach boss, wins the NBA championship and gets a 1-year extension, and then a year later after that he's fired? What coach bro? Come on, bro. This is what we doing. This is what we doing on some real talk. This is what we doing now.
They're doing the coaches who were, who were turning franchises around and getting coach of the year, firing them the very next year. 1 year removed from getting coach of the year. Then they go ahead and fire them. Sports is it's a very political world, and it's a dirty game.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's a dirty game, man. And anybody can get the boot at any time. Anybody. They don't care what your accolades are. It's what have you done for me lately, or actually, what are you doing for me now?
Right.
It's cool, you did this last year, but what are you doing this year? All right, you got to go. Apparently, your way ain't working anymore. We got to move on from it. In actuality, it's on us as the players to get out there, man. And then we got to remember those dudes that we whooped on the last year. They went back to the lab. They worked and they got better. They came back with a grudge, with a chip on their shoulders. So we know it's a target on our back whenever we step out there. And we have to elevate. We got to elevate ourselves. We got to hold ourselves to a higher standard. We can't be comfortable. We can't be lazy. When you get lazy, you get injured. When you get injured, you get shelved. And after you get shelved, you get dropped. And we've seen that with guys because they got comfortable. They had it made. I got my chip, I'm cool. I got my contract, I'm cool. The work stops for a lot of people. But for those other guys who are trying to, who are sitting there chasing after you, trying to get to where you at, they still grinding.
Right.
They still grinding. And we tend to forget that.
Boss, let me ask you a question, bro. You playing in the NBA at the time you play, how hard is it for coaches sometimes in the league? Like to do what because I know sometimes like you getting shots called from up top, you getting told who to play, who not to play. How hard is it? Because a lot of fans and stuff don't see this stuff. Like they only see like what's put out there on the court. They don't understand the politics that can be played behind the scenes that can be forcing hands. So everybody can come out and say, oh, well, Darvin Ham ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. You don't know what type of strings is being pulled behind the scenes on dudes above him that's making him look like he's looking. He may want to do something and can't do it just because he's told to do something. What do you think about that, like from your experiences? And y'all hit that like button too. Let's get those likes up, man.
Hey, look, we went through that with the Clippers where, management was pissed off about a certain player being out in the court, who was in the doghouse with them, and they sent somebody down to pull his ass out the game. Out of the game. Man was on the court. Management sent somebody down, whispering the coach, got that motherfucker out of there. Got him out of there. Sat down at the end of the bench next to me.
Why is that? Why is that? What happened? What explain that. What?
In the doghouse with management, pissed off the owner about something, and okay, yeah, he don't play. He don't.
So
play.
it could be forces. It could be forces controlling the coach. Is what you're saying? It could be forces higher than the coach that's controlling him.
Absolutely, general manager, vice president, president, owner. That chain of command. You know what I mean? It's that chain of command. They dictate what's going to happen 9 times out of 10. Unless you're a Phil Jackson, unless you're a Pat Riley. Steve Kerr's had some success over his tenure, but there's some cracks in the armor, because things have changed, rosters have changed, player output has changed. So,
how much? Let me ask you this question, boss. How much do the superstar players on the team have an influence on who's playing as well and who ain't playing, as far as the other guys?
They have you know what? Their word carries a lot of weight. Their word does carry a lot of weight. A great example, and it depends on the relationship that they have with management. If they have a great relationship with management is going to listen because management wants them happy, wants to keep them happy and keep them there with that team for as long as possible. A great example of this. Did you see the HBO series Winning Time about the Showtime Lakers?
Mm-hmm.
It breaks all of that down. It breaks all of that down. You see what management life is like, the tug of wars that they're having, and deciding on what players to bring, what players to get rid of, who we're going to trade for, why are we going to trade for them, going over stats, going over production of a player. You know what I mean? You see that it's a dog eat dog world, and how they feel about a player once he gets injured. Magic got injured, fucked up his knee. What happened? What happened? They wanted to get rid of him. Management was looking for, they wanted to get rid of him, but Jerry Buss stood by him. He stood by him and kept him there. And Pat Riley helped that man rehab and, fast track it back into, back into the court. Yeah, it made some players upset, and yeah, certain players had to go because that man was in good with management.
Have you ever personally been in a situation where a superstar or somebody pull politics to get somebody out of the game or less minutes or get guys minutes and stuff like that? Like, have you ever been in those situations before?
Yeah, I have where our main guys been like, man, get this motherfucker up out of here, man. He ain't doing nothing.
That's crazy. And so they have a lot of the superstars have a lot of say so as far as the management goes, like the big money guys, the guys who are getting paid the most money. You would say even more so than the coach? You would say even more so than the coach?
That depends on the relationship that they have with it.
Right.
That pressure's a motherfucker.
So I know what I'm saying. So you think the superstar you think a lot of the superstars have more you think a lot of the superstars have more clout than the coaches in the organization as far as more power than some of the coaches in the league?
Some do, yeah. Some do, absolutely.
And that hasn't that man. So really, you can see where star players can go get a coach fired if they wanted to.
Yeah, and you see what's LeBron's nickname? One of them, the GM.
The GM, baby. But let me ask you this. So do you think? Let me ask you this, boss. Let me ask you this. Do you think that LeBron can nip all this in the bud if he just came out and said, "No, we ain't firing Darvin Ham. It's not his fault"?
Hell yeah.
Do you think so? If LeBron came out and did that, do you think that would destroy all of the bullshit that's around Darvin Ham right now? All he had to do is come out and say, "Hey, it's not Darvin Ham's fault. He ain't going nowhere. That's our coach." Boom, we rolling with him.
It would destroy a lot of that.
Why don't they do that?
Not 100% of it, but about 85%.
But why don't you think they do that, dog?
Because most of the time players ain't even thinking about that. They ain't even thinking about that. They let management do their thing. Y'all management, y'all figure it out. Until they get upset enough. And then they go ahead and speak out. But
I'm saying, like, if you feel like, boss, if you feel like that you got a great coach and it's just the players ain't getting the job done, well, I'm just asking you, why don't you think that the star players speak out more in these situations for the coach and say, "Hey man, it's on the players"? Like AD said it the other night. AD was like, "Man, this is on the players, bro. We ain't getting it done." But you don't hear LeBron saying that. Like that made me think, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But kudos to AD for that. That's something that he's supposed to say, as well as LeBron. Because they hear it, they read it. They read everything on social media. They hear everything on social media. So kudos to AD for sure for speaking up on that. That's accountability. That's accountability, taking accountability as a player. That's on us, man. Coaches, he's game planning for us and we're not following it.
Boss, let me ask you a question. Do you also think a big problem is that these guys don't practice as much as they should, like y'all used to?
I don't know what their practice schedules are like now, to be honest.
Because my boy Chris Copeland yesterday came in here and told me, ex-NBA player, he said that they don't really practice that much no more now. Like most of the teams don't even really practice.
That's crazy. Because we practiced a lot. We practice a lot just to stay sharp. You know what I'm saying? And be prepared, man. What is it? Because all this money now? Is it because of the money? They don't want guys getting hurt.
Yeah, but in an 82 game season, how many games? How many days out of a week would you think y'all was? How was y'all's practicing? Like times going like during the week?
depending on the game schedule, man, we might have one day off. Depending
But
on the days
y'all had practice, break that down for the viewers. What was y'all doing the days y'all had to go in there and practice?
The days of practice, we're going over our shit. And then we're game planning for, man, we got an upcoming game. We're game planning for that game. There's a scout report that's brought to us by our scouting team, breaking down every player, the moves of every player on the roster that we're getting ready to go up against. So we know Force's guy to the left, most of the time it's going to be either 2 dribble pull up because he's uncomfortable going to his left, or he's going to spin back or try to cross over back right to his dominant hand, where he's able to do this. You know, they got the strengths and weaknesses. So we prepare for that. You know, we go through their play sets. First string against the second string. Second string plays the other team. You know, and so
how was y'all's practices back then? Was y'all going hard? Because Coach told me, the guys told me, Kwame Brown even told me, he was like, man, he said that practice with Kobe and them, man. He said, boy, that nigga going hard for real.
Yeah,
he said it was a war in there.
It was intense. And, you know, our record didn't show it, but we had ballers. We had ballers. And practice was intense. You know, practice was competitive as hell. It was just as competitive as the games were. You know, but again,
do you think that made y'all better for the games, or do you think that made y'all more tired or wore y'all down? Because I know guys like Pat Riley believe that you practice is going to have you more sharp.
That made us better. That made us better. And Pat Riley was crazy because he was running 3-hour, 4-hour practices. He was building
during the season.
Yeah, he was building up the stamina. He was running players into the ground because he wanted to outlast the other team. You know.
So what do you say to these new guys who say, nah, that war ran people in the ground, it wore you out? You know, like they hate Tom Thibodeau. They said Thibodeau style wears you down because he practiced a lot. And, you know, it's coaches that believe in practice and they believe that makes you sharp.
If it's wearing you down, that means your ass is out of shape. That means your ass is not in optimal shape that you should be as a professional basketball player. Because our game is always on the go. It's always on the go.
Do you think that helps role players too when they get practice more? Because I remember one time Isaiah Thomas, when he got traded to the Cavs, everybody was asking him like, yo, why you struggling? Why you struggling? He was like, bro, y'all get mad at me. We never practice. How I'm supposed to get in the rhythm? How I'm supposed to get better? How I'm supposed to be sharp for the games? And we never practice. And everybody killed him for that, for saying that. Yeah. Everybody killed him for saying that, yo, we don't practice.
They wanted to keep it in-house. They wanted him to keep it in-house, man. And, you know, I don't think he was wrong for it. But again, that's the politics of the game, man. Don't go sharing what's going on with us, you know, with everybody else. Keep that here. Let's talk about it so that we can sweep it more and more under the rug. You know, hell yeah. As a bench player, that shit kept me ready for when I did play minutes. I played real minutes, over 20 minutes. That shit came in handy because I was able to sustain. You know, I was able to keep up with everybody else as though I was an actual starter.
Boss, how do you feel when you see the new state of the way the Lakers are versus when you were playing for the Clippers and you were right there in the area of the Lakers all the time? What's the differences you see now from then and now versus when you played and you saw those Lakers with Kobe and Shaq and all those guys versus now the way you're just seeing from like far, like how things is moving now? How do you feel about that, the way things have changed?
You know what? I'm glad that the Clippers basketball culture has changed for the better. You know, a new owner definitely, you know, played a big part in that because guys were motivated to see a guy that was actually there every game, you know, and a lot of the road games cheering them on. You know, we ain't had that shit with Donald Sterling. He was at the game.
How was Donald Sterling, bro?
Donald Sterling just wanted to look at your naked body. He wanted to come in the locker room after the game and look at your naked body. You know, that's all he cared about. You know?
Why? So, nobody ever talked about. Nobody ever said that. Hold on, nobody ever said that.
That's because
No, I heard
that's
one player. I
because
heard one player say, "Time out." I did. I'll take that back.
me.
I heard one player on the Clippers say that though.
Me. It was me. It was me. I'm the only one that's spoken out about it.
Well,
Everybody
hold on.
else
So
is
what?
still
Hold on.
trying.
So what? Hold on. So
Everybody
what would
else
happen?
is
What would
getting
happen?
wrong.
What would happen?
What would happen? Okay, here's one example. So during one, you know how we get the female reporters coming to the locker room after the game or whatnot. I've shared this
Right.
before. I don't have no problem sharing it again. So, you know, a couple of them was cute. So I'm trying to add them to the list. So I come out of the shower, butt naked, no towel, no nothing, walking to the locker room because there they are. They're the first few that's in there. You know what I'm saying? Donald Sterling walks in with about 4 of his buddies. I turn around, I hightail it right back to the showers, grab 2 towels, wrap up nice and tight. I come back out. I'm walking to the locker room to my locker. He makes a beeline to me. I used to have my nipples pierced once upon a time. They were pierced back then. He reaches up, trying to touch my nipple. I body chopped the shit out of his wrist. Told him, "Don't put your fucking hands off me." He snaps back, and you know, he goes through his little, why did you do that? And I told him, look, man, don't fucking touch me. I don't care if you sign my checks, I'll break your fucking neck. He said, well, I like it. I said, so do the bitches. Don't fucking touch me. I sit down, I'm trying to get dressed. I'm trying to put on my little box briefs with the 2 towels wrapped around me twice. He's still standing in front of me. I hear him say, look at this sweet piece of chocolate before my eyes. I'm thinking, I'm not looking at him. I'm thinking, damn, am I showing? But wait a minute, I'm light skinned. I ain't chocolate. So I look up at him and he's staring. So I turn, I follow his line of sight. My man Charles Jones is bent over. Charles Jones, Brooklyn. Long Island University led the nation in scoring twice. 2 years in a row in the NCAA. Charles Jones is bent over trying to put on his drawers. Donald Sterling sashays towards Charles, who's bent over not knowing what's coming up behind him. I yell out, CJ, look out, he's on you. He said, what'd you say, boss? I said, he's on you, nigga, look out. He said, who? I said, nigga, Donald. He said, what? He looked this way, he turned back and saw Sterling about 3 feet away from him, flipped over on his back, started kicking at this man. Yo, son, get the fuck away from me, son. What you doing, son? Yo, somebody come get this man, son. I took that opportunity to grab my suit, tear ass through the trainer's room, into the equipment manager's office, locked the door, got dressed back there. It's all right. And then slid out a little side exit. Same side exit Chris Paul used when he was with Houston trying to come back and fight, players from the Clippers. I went out that very exit. Got the hell up out of there. Another time.
Why nobody never said? Why nobody ever revealed this stuff like all through this time? Why was this stuff kept a secret?
Because guys still wanted, as far as the players are concerned, guys were still looking to stay connected to the game once they retired, once their playing career ended. They didn't want to burn any bridges. They didn't want to be blackballed for exposing it. 2000 All-Star Weekend, me, my mother, a couple other players and their mothers are in a limo with a few other people, higher ups, and I asked the question, y'all know Sterling was like this? They said, oh yeah, everybody knows. Everybody's known for years. I said, so why hasn't anybody said anything? Why have y'all allowed this to go on? Because it's so uncomfortable for us players. Now I understand why everybody's just trying to get the hell up out of here.
Did you ever see anybody else complain about him or behind the scenes?
Oh no, they didn't complain. Well, we complained amongst ourselves. We talked.
Yeah, no, I'm saying behind the scenes, like amongst yourselves. You ever heard anybody else complain about him before?
Yeah. He grabbed my man Tyrone Nesby by the hand. It was supposed to be a handshake.
The point guard with the guard with the cornrows.
Yeah, Tyrone Nesby. He played the 3.
Okay, yeah, with the cornrows. Cornrows. I know you're talking about.
From UNLV. Yeah. Shout out T Neds.
Shout out to Neds, man.
I still tease him about it when we talk. I still tease him about it. Sterling grabbed him by the hand and he said, when are you gonna take me out, big guy? And he pressed Tyrone's hand up against his chest. He had it as a handshake and pressed his, brought his hand up against his heart, and then proceeded to parade him around the locker room like that. I heard you like to have a good time. When are you gonna take me out so we can have a good time? I like to have a good time. And we all looking, we like, oh shit. Start laughing. Guess what I do? Grab my shit and I'm out. I'm out. But guys don't talk about it because they're still trying to get that, that job in the front office in the NBA. They want to stay connected. They want to keep that NBA check coming some way or another, so they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. They know they'll get blackballed. Me, I don't care. I'm not trying to get a job in the NBA. I know about the political side of it. I know about the bullshit that goes on. I don't want no part of it.
How much do you think some of these players control the media now too? Like the stuff that's put out in the media and stuff now, like the narratives and stuff that's put out in the media. How much of the star players you think have control of aspects of the media, or do you think they do?
Nah. The media's gonna do what the media's gonna do regardless. And if they cool with you, then they always gonna, press a solid line for you. We had Art Thompson III, who was with the Orange County Register back in the day. Shout out to Art Thompson III. He saw and heard a lot of the shit that we had to go through. He's a Clippers beat writer. And hearing and seeing so much, he would always get the player's perspective. He wouldn't put out there what management is saying because he knows it's a bunch of bullshit. So he always had our back. You know what I mean? He always had our back. And if we said something that wasn't going to be beneficial to us, he would stop and he'd be like, hey, man, you might want to change that up, bro, because that don't look good. I'm just trying to look out for you. We're a real solid dude, man. He wouldn't let us, make fools of ourselves in the media.
That's crazy, man.
You got good media people like that. And then you got media people who don't give a fuck. Who will come up and try to trigger you into saying something outlandish so that you could look like a fool. They did it all the time. They did it all the time to stir up drama in the locker room. Get a quote from this guy about this guy. Oh, well, we heard this. Oh, really? And then give their take on it. You know what I mean? And what does it do? It's like stirring up that beehive. So now you got all these bees ready to attack. The bees being us players ready to attack, each other instead of defending our hive.
Boss.
And they sat back and they got a kick out of it.
Boss, I want to ask you a question, man. You being from the old school and stuff like that, man. How you feel about the things you saw with this situation that panned out with Draymond Green? Him stomping dudes in the chest, punching his teammate out in the practice. And I know you've seen different things in the practice. We've seen stuff happen in practice. We just never saw the film come out. And when the film came out, it was a shock to everybody who don't know what goes on behind the scenes. But then you talk about the other stuff, stomping dudes in their chest in the game, kicking dudes in their genitals in the game, punching dudes and back punching dudes, choking dudes and dragging them 20 feet in the game. How do you feel? When you watch Draymond Green do that, what do you think? How do you feel on that, bro?
Somebody should have fired on his ass. Somebody should have fired on his ass, point blank. It's unacceptable. That's
why you think they won't?
That's why guys used to fight back in the day because of the size of the fines now. Because fines are starting at 25, 35,000. You say something wrong about the officials, they fining you 25 racks for that. You know what I mean? So
you don't think that it's that guys ain't got no heart? You think these guys scared to lose that check?
They're scared of losing that money, and then a lot of them, they ain't got the heart. They ain't got the heart. Because I damn sure would have took flight on them.
Yeah, listen, here's my thoughts. I was with him in one situation out of all them situations. When he put Rudy Gobert in the headlock. And the only reason I was with him is because I say this. You know the rules, boss. When it's a fight, bro, only grab your teammate. Don't grab my teammate, bro. Because you know how that go. You grab my teammate, somebody on your team can fire off on that dude too, on one of my teammates. And now it's really gonna get ugly. So grab your teammate and get your teammate out of it. Don't be grabbing my teammate. That's the only way I was with Draymond. But when you saw him choke dude and drag him 20 feet and Carl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, none of them dudes did nothing. They just sat there and looked. How did you feel like when you seen that? Like, just as your teammate, how would you feel if none of your teammates like took up for you and stood up for you? How would you feel going back into the locker room after the game, bro?
I would have had a problem with all of them. I would have had a problem with all of them. And, you know, I was out there coaching in the DR a few months ago in San Diego, and we had an incident where one of my guys, you know, got into a fight with an opposing player. And, you know, I didn't run out there to break it up. I walked out there because players were breaking it up. Our guys were grabbing our guys. Their guys were grabbing their guys. You know what I mean? And looking at the tape later, I see one of my players just walking away. As soon as it jumped off, the perimeter player, as soon as it jumped off, he just turned and walked away towards the bench. He ain't try to step in or anything. I clowned him about it, told him how bad it made him look. Other people told him how bad it made him look. You know, we asked him, how would you feel if it was you in that situation? You know, we just turned around and walked away from you. You know what I'm saying? So
you would have had a problem in the locker room with your teammates had none of them would have stood up for you.
Absolutely.
Because I heard you would have typed anyways that like if dudes got out of line, bro, you was gonna step two, like hey, it's on. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think nothing like we saw on the tape with Draymond and Jordan Poole could have ever happened to you or anybody in that locker room, and there have been no repercussions, bro.
Nah, not at all. Just like when me and Mo got into it. You know, when Mo choked the shit out of me in practice.
Mo who?
Mo Taylor. You know,
Big Mo Taylor. Oh, shout out to Mo Taylor. Big Mo Taylor.
Yeah, shout out to Mo.
Man.
Yeah, shout out to Mo. You know, he choked the shit out of me in practice. You know what I'm saying? And I left. I came back with the chopper. You know, I had a
hold on. Time out. You Mo Taylor. Hold on. How did this start with you and Mo Taylor?
I got there early. I'm shooting with the rack. You know, perimeter player. So I got to keep my shit tight. You know what I mean? And as players start to filter in, you know, a guy would grab a ball, go shoot here, go shoot there. Ball boy, Ian Smith, he was, Ian Rice, he was rebounding for me. You know, and you know, I'm on a side basket. So, you know, you ain't gonna make everything. Some shit gonna miss long. It was going out on the court where Mo was at. And he, you know, hey man, use one ball like everybody else. I looked at him and just, you know, looked it off. Went back to doing what I was doing. Another ball go over there. He said, hey, I ain't gonna tell you no more, man. Use one motherfucking ball. Don't let another ball come over here. I had to let him know, look, I'm here for me. I ain't here for you. Went back to shooting. Another long rebound went over there. I ain't turned around. That motherfucker yoked me up by my practice jersey, twisted it up, started to choke the dog shit out of me. Man, look, I had already got into it with Lamar Odom and Michael Oliver Candy, you know, the week, you know, in that same week. So I was already at my point.
Hold on. In the same week, you had already gotten into it with Lamar Odom, shout out to Elo, and Michael Oliver Candy, the big dude that was number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Hold on. So what happened with y'all?
Me and Mike was getting ready to scrap during layups in Minnesota. Jimmy
in
Jam
the game?
and Terry Lewis. Yeah. Warm-ups, pregame.
Hold on. What happened there?
He was running his mouth a little too much and thought everything was a joke. Crossed the line. I told him I'd beat his ass right there in the spot. You know, and as I started to move towards him, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who were longtime Timberwolves fans and season ticket holders at half court, they ran out there, snatched me and pulled me off the court. You know, and sat me down with him and cooled me off. Lamar Odom tried to get at my girl on a road trip. You know, and tried. Yeah. Lamar tried to get at my girl.
Hold on. So what happened with that? This is crazy.
He came up. Keith, I had her come on a road trip, proposed to her on the road. You know what I'm saying? And Lamar came up and, hey, boss, I see how freaky you get with these bitches on the road, man. So I can imagine how crazy you are with your girl. Man. I just want to watch. I laughed it off. But then, you know, my girl told me once we got home that he had been calling her at 3, 4 in the morning.
How you get a number?
Our girls used to kick it while we were on the road. Our girls would kick it. They spoke up.
Oh, so your girl. Oh, so hold on. So he had a girl already, and your girl was cool with his girl, and they exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
So, but how he get your girl's number?
So when we on the road, they would be kicking it at our spots. They would go kick it at, maybe my girl would go over there kick it at his spot.
Oh, so you was like, all right, it's cool, it's whatever.
Yeah. So he got the number from his girl's phone. Called my girl, said, hey, Liza want to get down with you. She like you. I just want to watch. She was in tears when she finally broke down and told me. And I'm like, what you tripping on? Who did it? What happened? Who did it? And she made me promise that I wouldn't do anything once I told her. Once she told me what happened, I promised her that I wouldn't. And I stuck to my word because I didn't do anything, But that's when she let me know what went down, what transpired. And, I got at him about it, told him I'd be, you're far away from home. New York, this ain't New York. You step outside, you in my world. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still banging, I was still in the street. So
did those cats on the team know at that time you were still heavy in the streets like that?
Yeah, a lot of them did. Some of them.
So why was they? Hold on. If they knew you was heavy in the streets, you ain't your area.
Some of them thought that I was just joking. Because we didn't all hang out together. It was cliquish. You know what I'm saying? It was very cliquish. So
now, you, and when you said that to Lamar, and if Lamar want to come on here and explain this, he can come on here if he want. But when you said that to Lamar, what did he say to you when you said that to him?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He ain't even deny it?
Because he knew I was right. He ain't say nothing. Put his head down. He ain't say nothing.
So then you get into it with, they go with Mo. Then you get into it with Mo. So what? No, you said Mo choked you up.
He choked the dog shit out of me. Mo Taylor, strong motherfucker.
Oh yeah, he a big strong. Hey, Mo strong, and he one of them big thick strong dudes too. Could play too.
Mo had
hella game. Mo had hella game.
Hell yeah, Mo was a problem out there on the court. Strong as hell. He was giving Karl Malone problems.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Every time we played Utah, him and Karl Malone had to be separated because Mo wasn't backing down. He wasn't taking that, the bully tactics from Malone. You know what I'm saying?
So what did you end up doing, dog? What did you end up doing?
Man, I left. I said, y'all think it's a game. I left. I left.
Hold on, you left. Hold on. So this is before or after practice?
During practice.
Oh, you left. Hold on, time out. You left during practice?
Yeah, before the coach even brought us in to start going through our shit. It happened. And everybody was coming running out of the training room, grabbing us. I turned around. I'm trying to choke him back.
Right.
I'm trying to get him. At the same time, look, had they not broken us up, nigga probably would have choked me out completely.
Man.
Keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I took off. I'll be back. Went home, came back with my chopper. I pulled my little clip out, took out a couple rounds, tossed.
Hold on, you walk. Time out. Hold on, boss. How did you get in the facility with a chop? Don't they have security that you have to go through to get in the facility?
No, because we practice at a public park.
Oh, back then, at that time, y'all was practicing at the public, but nobody knew y'all was practicing there from the public.
No, they knew. Everybody knew we practiced there. Everybody knew.
So you could just walk right in to the facility. Boom, you there.
Yeah.
So because now, because when I was around, even the G League circles, you had to go through they had scan security stuff like that. Then you had to go past a front desk just to get in.
Yeah, for us because there was a back door that came into the gym that people used to come through when they wanted the ball. you know, and they knew our practice schedule. They knew that we were there in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So people would be out in the parking lot, you know, hanging around, getting autographs from players and whatnot, pictures and shit, you know. But they weren't actually allowed in the gym while we were practicing. You know, then
Right.
they would lock the door, you know.
Right.
So I left. I go home, 15-minute drive to Marina Del Rey, grab my shit, come back, you know, hop out. Like I said, I toss a brown to each of them. Lamar said, yo, what the fuck is this, son? What the fuck is this? I said, you motherfuckers think it's a game. Keep fucking with me, you're not gonna catch the next one. And I took my shit back. I wiped off the prints with my blue rag and put that, you know, click, click, put one in the brain, slung that bitch over my shoulder. You know, but before I left, I told them, y'all don't realize that I'm your pass in LA. Because you gotta remember, this is the bling era. You know, everybody's iced out, everything, the grills, all that shit.
How tough
You know?
was it for guys back then that came on the road, NBA cats that was in the streets out there, like would come visit in the LA and stuff like that? How tough was it for them to survive out there going into the party scene? And how many cats would used to hit you up and be like, yo, boss, what up, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that they was good.
They didn't, you know what? They didn't necessarily hit me up. They, but what they would do is, they would just go out. They would just go out, not understanding that they surrounded by a bunch of thirsty ass dudes, you know, and so uh, guys used to get jacked all the time, or they would attempt to, you know, guys would attempt to jack them. You know, I've had to get grills back for people. I've had to get chains back for people. I've had to get, you know, the rings, the iced out rollies, all that shit. I had a stash spot in my truck. So I was rolling around with shit waiting to catch up with certain people to give them their shit. Or if we were going to be in their city on the road, I'd just take it and get it back to them. Because they didn't know. They didn't know. They were just trying to have a good time.
It's real. It's real out there in them LA streets, man.
Yeah. They were just trying to have a good time, man. So I had to explain to these cats, look, you know, you don't understand how many phone calls I get every time y'all step out with your nice jewelry on. These niggas want to get you, you know, and I got to keep them off your back because you're my teammate, you know. So I'm your pass. So every time you go out, you just think, you know, that it's because of me that you're able to go out here and enjoy yourself. I turned around, I walked out. Everybody was just like.
So hold on, the coaches too. The coaches are sitting there looking too, like.
Yeah. I passed up Elgin Bailey on my way out, walking up the stairs. He was walking down. He said, Keith, what's going on? I said, Elgin, I'm tired of this bullshit. I said, fuck this. I'm tired.
Hold on, with the chopper like this. Hold on, Elgin Baylor saw you walk out the facility with the chopper on you.
Yeah. And you know, Mo disputed it because I spoke about it on another podcast a couple of years ago. He disputed it, and you know, I got phone calls. No, of course I got phone calls, man. No, that I remember that shit like it was yesterday, big dog. That shit was crazy. You know, still can't believe you did that shit. But I say that to say this. My actions, my decision at the time to run home and go get my shit was a cowardly move. That's not what a man do. That's what these kids doing now, man.
Right.
Instead of, you know, getting down where they at, they run home and they get a strap. But I'm so fucked up off of everything that I'm going through with these guys at the time that I felt like, all right, I got to make a statement. You know
Did
what
you
I mean?
get in trouble for that?
Oh, yeah, I got fined 75.
You got fined $75,000 for that?
Yeah.
Did they tell the league front office too?
Conduct detrimental.
No, I'm saying, but did they tell the league front office, David Stern?
Yeah.
Damn.
So with Jalen, when they tried to jack Jalen on Sunset and shot his boy in the face, NBA security, knowing my background in LA, flew me out to New York, gave me the 3rd degree over it. Thought I had something to do with it, thought I had names for him. like they got nothing from it. They even threatened me with, well, we got pictures of you doing this, pictures of you hanging with these people, you know, this person, that person. Okay, show me. They never produced anything. You know, this happened on a couple of occasions. Being in the club one night, Shaq happened to be there. Somebody, two people got shot. A man and a woman got shot at a club in Hollywood. Next day, I'm on a plane back to New York, third degree by NBA security. I was on the dance floor. I didn't see anything, you know, which was true. But even if I wasn't there and shit happened because of my gang ties in LA, NBA security was on my bumper about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you watched it. You watched the Diesel. You watched Shaq's back in the. You watched Shaq's back when he was out there in the club.
Yeah, let's just say I took a pistol that was pointed at his kneecap. That I took it and said, "Leave him alone, man. Big fella, go do your thing. Pat him on the ass and let him go."
Shout out to the Diesel, man. Shout out to Shaq, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't.
Boss, you and Shaq, you and Shaq had a good. You and Shaq had a good rapport.
No, because we're both egotistical. We both talk shit, but he could talk shit on a bigger platform, you know. And he was a superstar talking shit, so they were gonna listen. Whereas I was barely a role player who was an alcoholic, so people weren't really gonna pay as much attention to me as they did to him. I got more attention from the hood niggas than from, you know.
So, but what made you hold on? But what? Let me ask you this question then. What made you? You say you looked out for Shaq. What made you want to look out for Shaq if you say y'all didn't have a good rapport at that time?
I wasn't gonna let anything happen to none of them dudes. I wasn't gonna let nothing happen to none of them dudes, man. You know, because at the end of the day, they're trying to provide for their families too. And
bro, I don't think a lot of the young cats really knew how real you was, bro. I heard you been in shootouts and stuff like that. I heard all kind of stuff that's just on the news and stuff like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to know. People want to know because there's a video that went viral with you online. There was a fight and stuff like that, bro. Like you was in it for real, bro. I tried to tell cats, man, like they think this stuff is a game, bro. Like, bro, you came up the hard way, bro. You came up the hard way. You one of the ones that really survived, bro. That's crazy, man.
I was raised, you know, not to turn down anything. So I never turned down anything. You know, and I met the energy where it was at. Sometimes I went overboard, you know, but that's what I was taught. You know what I mean? And there ain't nothing cool about it. I'm not glorifying it. You know, like I said, me running to go get my shit instead of handling that with Mo face to face right there. That was some punk shit. That was some punk shit.
How did they approach you after that? How did they approach you after that?
Oh man, on eggs, walking on eggs, because the next day, two of my people came in and you know, strapped up and addressed the team about it.
Hold on, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, the homies pulled up?
Yeah.
Strapped up. Hold on. So the homies pulled up the next day strapped up. And approached them dudes.
I didn't know that they were coming. Right? I didn't know that they were coming. We were in the middle of practice. We up and down. They walked in, walked to half court, called over a few dudes, and we all stopped. And I'm like, man, what y'all doing? Cuz y'all can't be here. They ignored me, pulled out the straps, and let certain individuals know that any kind of foul attitude or anything towards me was not going to be accepted and would be, you know, met with some harsh repercussions. Yeah. So, you know, and then they turned around, looked at me, cuz you good? Yeah, I'm good. But man, what y'all doing? We just had to let niggas know, make sure they knew who the fuck you were. And, you know, they turned around, they left. You know, I was talking with our old trainer about it. And he was laughing. He was like, man, the crazy thing is I know these guys and I didn't know they were your people until then, but I've known these guys for years. And so when I saw their faces, I said, "Oh shit, it just got real," you know, and because sometimes I try to keep certain people away because they were super extra, you know, but they were serious with the business. So I tried to keep them away as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? And I let the ones who knew how to act with common sense, you know, be right there.
Boss, you was a
But
great shot blocker. You think you was a very, I mean, you came out of college as the greatest shot blocker in the history of college basketball, and you were a great shot blocker coming into the league, bro. Do you think that those situations is what ended your career, made your career so short? As those situations that added up, that hurt your reputation? That is it? Because wasn't you like
absolutely,
on a long-term deal? Weren't you on like a long-term deal?
I had a 5-year contract.
Right.
I had a 5-year contract. But absolutely, those things did play a part in that. Absolutely.
Right.
And then, you know, I found out a couple years later that they put it out there that I was also smoking crack. Never smoked crack in my life, but that's the narrative that they pushed to say, you know, that's why he could never gain weight. I'm 220 pounds. I've been 220 pounds since the year 2000. Been the same weight since the year
That's
2000.
crazy. Hey, so boss, let me ask you a question. So when you was, let me ask you a question. So when you was with, you had went to. So how did you end up? How did you end up at the shout out to my boy Big Ox Bob in the building? Salute to you. You already know what it is. How did you know when? Oh no, I want to say this. When you after this, how did you end up getting into the Lakers summer league? How did all that happen? Like this is after the Clippers, or like how did
No,
this
this
happen? Like
before. This
oh,
after
so
the
but
draft.
hold on. So before you even went to sign with the Clippers, you were with the Lakers in the Lakers summer league.
Yes,
Now how was it?
League.
Now how was it? Let me ask you this. So you're practicing with Kobe and Shaq, right?
Kobe, Derek Fisher.
Oh, you were practicing with Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe, Derek
Now
Fisher,
let's talk.
Ace Custis, James Forrest,
Shout out to Ace Custis,
Alvin
man. Ace Custis
Sims,
got game.
yeah,
Shout out to Ace Custis.
yeah, Alvin Sims, Shea Seals from Tulsa.
Right.
You know, we had C.J. Bruton out of Australia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who played for the national team for years. He was in the Australian Basketball Hall of Fame. You
Right.
know, we had ballers. Jimmy King from the Fab Five.
Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you this. What was Bean like in practice, bro?
Like he was in the game. A monster. He was a monster.
Kobe was giving him the business, bro.
The business. Ultra green light. Ultra green light. Giving the business. But they intentionally made him sit. They intentionally made him sit. This situation was different from KG's. Because they ain't really had nobody worth, you know, real star quality of Minnesota at that time. So KG could come in right off the rip, you know, and play. Cole had to sit behind Eddie Jones. He had to sit behind Big Bro Ballerz.
Was he better? Let me ask you this. Stop right there. Was at that time, in your opinion, from what you saw, do you think he was better than those guys at that time?
He was supposed to start. Absolutely. He was supposed to
So
start.
hold on. So you think from what you saw, you thought Kobe was better than those guys at that time? And Eddie Jones was the All-Star, bro.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
crazy.
He was
That's
just,
crazy,
he was just
bro.
as good. He was just.
So
they
Kobe in there giving dudes, he giving dudes the business.
Him. Yeah, yeah.
Damn, bro.
But
D'ing
back
up
to the
too.
politics of the league.
D'ing up too.
Yeah, yeah. Back to the politics of the league. You know what I mean? These guys are already established veterans, and they're doing their thing. We're not going to just let you come on in here. You know, he had a bone to pick. He had a chip on his shoulder, and he didn't care who you were. He went at you. He went at you each and every time. So all these dudes who came in with us in that summer pro league team, the Ace Custis, Jimmy Kings, you know, the Sims and Shea Seals, if you played 2-3, if you played 1 through 3, you had to guard Kobe at practice. You know what I'm saying? And Kobe had to guard you at practice. We also had Derek Fisher, you know, because this was after their rookie year. You know, they played summer pro league their first 2 years in the league. You know what I mean? This was year number 2 for them, so they had to play in the summer league again. You know, and because Fish was behind who? Nick Van Exel.
Right.
You feel me? Nick to quit. So who was well established and was also an all-star.
Balling.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So they were stacked. They were stacked. I thought I was going to sign with the Lakers after the Summer Pro League, but I didn't realize that their roster was already set.
What happened? What happened with
one
that?
day
Because
I'm
I heard
walking
you
off
almost
the
made
court.
the team.
One day I'm walking off the court. We just mopped somebody up by like 35, 40 points. Walking off the court, me and Bean walking up to our families. Bill Fitch was the coach of the Clippers at the time. Rest in peace. Coach Fitch, he just recently
Rest
passed.
in peace, man.
And Elgin, rest in peace. They stopped me and said, young man, if you're not signed to an NBA franchise at the end of the summer, you're going to be wearing an LA Clippers uniform. I said, oh, man, thanks, coach. Thanks, Mr. Baylor. I turned around. Me and Cole started walking away. I elbowed him. And we laughed, and I said, yeah, right, fool. This is the Lakers, nigga. Not knowing, like I said, not knowing that their roster was already set. Eldon Campbell, Shaq, who else they have? Corey Blunt. Was Corey with them by that time, or was he still in Chicago?
I don't
But
know. I know
also
Big
John
Corey
Rooks.
Blunt.
John
Right.
Rooks, rest in peace. You know, they were set in the front line. They ain't have room. They ain't even keep the big man that they drafted in the second round, Paul Rogers out of Australia. They ain't even keep him.
Right.
Because they were set. So if they did invite me to training camp, it would just be as an extra body. That's it. That's it. And then send me home, you know, and I'd be done unless somebody else picked me up.
Oh, you didn't
So
even
after
go to the
Summer Pro League. So after
right.
the Summer Pro League was over, I get a call from Portland. Portland wants me to play with their Summer Pro League team in Utah, the Rocky Mountain Review. So now it's myself, Kelvin Cato, Jermaine O'Neal, Corey Beck from Arkansas, D'Antonio Wingfield. You know what I mean? And the dudes I named are ballers, are defenders, they're dogs. You know? So now me, Jermaine, Kelvin, we're alternating. You know, sometimes they put all 3 of us out there on the floor at the same time. We used to call ourselves triple threat. When all 3 of us out there, because I'd be at the 3, Jermaine be at the 4, Kelvin would be at the 5. So who's scoring? Who's coming in and scoring on us? You got 6'11", 6'11", 7'3". That's your front line. Who's scoring? And we're sitting there when one of us is posting up, tossing the ball over our shoulder, the other cat catching and dunking it. Throwing lobs to each other, just having fun.
But how did you end up? But boss, how did you end up? Shout out to my boy Two Raw in the building too. He a historian in the game, so he know what it is. Look, how did you end up with the? How did you end up getting a 5-year deal with the Clippers though? You got that? Hold on. So you didn't even go. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get this. Hold on, boss. So you led the. A lot of people don't know this. You still today hold the record in college NCAA for block shots. You hold the record all time in NCAA Division I for block shots. Period. You hold the record. How? So you didn't even go to the Clippers Summer League. You went to the Lakers Summer League with Kobe Bean Bryant, and off the Lakers Summer League, the Clippers told you they're going to sign you if you wasn't already signed, and they gave you a 5-year deal off the Lakers Summer League.
Yeah.
Now break down for all the viewers because you almost got 1,000 people and you're close to 1,000. Break down for all the viewers. Now, how did your contract situation? How did that fall apart? Yeah, I know you said you had all the situation that's going on, so you had built a bad rep with the going in the locker room with the gat and stuff like that. A lot of people thought Gilbert Arenas was the first one, him and Jamar's. You were probably the first. You were probably the first one nobody knew about because the media wasn't doing like that at that time. They wasn't leaking stories, doing all that stuff at that time. This one, everything was really in-house. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have a bunch of 450-pound sumo wrestlers out here running their mouth, acting like they know what they talking about. So, but anyways, though, so you, how did that work out? So where you ended up not being able to, how did that contract work out to where you basically got blackballed?
They suspended me. First, what they did, Media Day, 2000-2001 season, Media Day. We just got Quentin Richardson and Darius Miles, I think Elton Brand, you know. So we're all the players, we're together, and, you know, we're talking about our expectations, what we're going to do to turn around the season, you know, because we're tired of the bullshit. You know, me, Jeff McGinnis, Touche, shout out Touche, you know, Brian Skinner, shout out to Brian. We all sitting there, and, you know, Lamar, we sitting there, we talking about, we're letting the new guys, the rookies, know what to expect. You know, we're telling them everything that we had to deal with during our tenure there up to that point. So me, Jeff, we say, you know what, fuck that, fuck them. We're going to turn this shit around. And we just going to show everybody, we're going to give everybody the business this year. Everybody focus. We ain't worried about none of that. We leaving it in the past. You know, little media dude was over talking to management. We had just been telling them everything that I had to go through, you know, and they're just sitting there like, damn, is that how it's going to be with us? And we like, man, we trying to change that. Don't trip. Y'all good. You know, just be ready to ball. Just be ready to ball. Media dude comes to me with his little recorder. And he says, Klaus, you mind if I have a word with you? I said, sure. Hold on, guys. And I turned around. I just turned around, you know, to the little dude. And dude says, so, Keith, the word around the organization is that you're a head case. What are your thoughts on this? And raises the recorder up to my face. And so I turn around, I look at the guys, and I smile, like, here we go again. And the guys are like, oh, man, this is some bullshit. So they really going to come at you like this? I said, don't trip, I got it. I turned around, and I said to the man, I said, despite what you may have heard, you know, yes, I've had a few situations, you know, that transpired over the past couple of years of the way things were handled. But coming in with a brand new focus, brand new season, and we're ready to turn things around here as an organization. And, you know, we're ready to have some fun. Dude turned off the recorder. He hit stop. And he looked up at me and gave me this dirty look. He said, that's all you got for me? I said, yeah, that's all I got. He said, I can't do anything with this shit. I said, well, I'm sorry, man, but that's all I got. You know, and he walked away pissed off. So now I'm back with the guys again. I turn back and talk to the guys again. And I said, see, that's how you handle that. They're going to send them to say crazy shit to you. You just got to know how to handle it, flip back on. You know, brush that shit off. That's what my problem was in the past. I wasn't brushing it off. I'm fighting fire with fire. You know, and my world is, you know, it's either you're going to stand there and fight or you're going to turn and run, fight or flight. I'm a fighter. So I sat there and, you know, but this time I fought back the right way. You know what I'm saying? So after we were done taking our pictures, signing up everything that we had to sign up, you know, the balls and shirts and posters and all that shit, Elgin comes up to me and he says, Keith, don't come to training camp tomorrow. I said, what? He said, yeah, don't come to training camp tomorrow. We'll get in touch with your agent, talk to him and let you know what to do. Like, damn, that's weird. I said, all right. Yo, they said not to come. Yeah, man, they told me not to come to training camp tomorrow. They said, oh, man, here we go again. So, man, don't trip. Everything's going to be straight. Don't even trip. So I'm trying to, you know, Dallas is, my agent talked to Dallas. Dallas wants to give me a nice size contract. I'm not at training camp. So what they do is call me, tell me that they're going to suspend me and tell the media that I was out of shape. I've been playing basketball 24/7. Even during the season, I'm at Venice Beach, I'm at the local park, I'm balling. Even on game day, I'm balling because ball was life. I loved the game that much that I was going to get wherever I could, you know, even during the season. So, you know, when I got that call, they told me that they're suspending me. I'm out at dinner with my girl at the time, the same one Lamar was trying to get at. I throw up, man. And I'm like, man, y'all, you know, what y'all doing? They said, look, we heard about the contract that Dallas wants to give you. We can't let you get that. I said, why? Why don't you just let me go, man? Let's just be done with each other so I can move on my career and y'all can keep fucking up, you know, for your players. They said, well, for one, we don't feel like you deserve it. Two, you damn sure didn't earn it with us. I said, that's because you motherfuckers did everything you could to stop me from doing what I can do. You guys wouldn't let me play. So, you know, yeah, I'm still going out, balling and shit, you know, every day. And people are coming up to me, man, they say, you know, they bring in newspapers, they bring the LA Times. They're like, man, they say right here that you out of shape. I'm like, what? I got a sweat going. I done been out there all day balling. I said, well, what do you think? Hell nah, you ain't in shape. I mean, hell nah, you ain't out of shape. I said, okay, so what does that tell you? Oh, this some bullshit, man. Why they fucking with you? I said, man, I don't know, man. I said, but we gonna get it together. So my agent, Sean Holly, shout out to Sean Holly, he gets me a trainer. And so now I'm doing strength training. I'm doing all the physical stuff, all the basketball workouts. I'm doing everything that I got to do to take a physical with the Clippers. Running a mile, doing my mile time, you know, doing the shuttle drills, all that shit, right? The agility drills, the treadmill. I can never do the treadmill. They want us to run 22, 24 minutes on the treadmill. You know, you remember that shit, how the treadmill will elevate every couple of minutes. It elevate a couple degrees and the speed would increase. So now it's like you got to sprint uphill. I can never do that shit back then. You know, I'd last 15 minutes on it before I was gassed. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was still consistent with that, even up to that point. So I go see a doctor. The Clippers have set an appointment for me to go, you know, see their team doctor, Dr. Anthony Daly, who's now deceased. So the day before that, I would go see a private doctor, take a physical, the same shit that I got to do the next day. I would pass. My running numbers, everything would be the same as the guards. It'd be on par with our guards. The next morning, very next morning, I go to take this physical with the LA Clippers doctor, and he fails me. Very next day, he fails me. I just passed yesterday, and I wake up. I go to sleep. I wake up, and I fail. You know what I'm saying? This happened 3 times. The third time I asked him, I said, man, what's really going on? Why do you guys keep failing me? I said, every time I come in here, so I want you to know, the day before, I did the same shit and passed. But you're failing me. What's going on? He says, well, Keith, that's not something I'm at liberty to discuss with you. You got to take that up with management and your agent. So that's when I knew, okay, the fuckery is really, you know, want some extra shit. You know what I'm saying? And I kept playing ball throughout the season with everybody on the playgrounds and, you know, Venice Beach and all that shit. And one day I decided to just show up at basketball practice, because now basketball practice is at LA Southwest College. Alvin Gentry's first year as the coach.
Shout out to Alvin Gentry.
Everybody's like, oh shit, oh Keith, what's up? Where you been? I said, man, these motherfuckers suspended me, man. Said I was out of shape. Yeah, we saw that. That's crazy. So Coach Gentry, I walk over to him, he greets me. He says, big fella, what's going on? Where you been? I said, man, you don't know? He says, man, look, all I know is that you disappeared. Nobody's been able to get in contact with you. I said, really? I said, that's what you were told? He said, yeah. I said, Coach, they came and told me after media day not to show up to training camp. I've been working out this whole time with an outside trainer, you know, and I'm not the type that's going to get all big and all swole. I'm just going to be a toned up skinny dude. You know what I mean? And so even looking back at some of my basketball cards, I'm just a toned up skinny dude, you know. So Brian Skinner challenges me to a quick little one-on-one real quick. And I said, B, you don't want this work. He was like, nah, come on, man. You said you working out, you training, come on. Because B Skinner, strong ass dude, 6'9", like 245, played at Baylor. Shout out Brian Skinner. And so, you know, I put a move on him, go to the basket. and I rise up to punch it. He hits me with his body. He's a physical player. I absorb the hit. Boom. Everybody's like, oh shit. Brian turns around, listens to the coach. Yeah, he's ready. He's been working out. He's ready. We need to get this dude in here. But management would never let it happen. They sent me a check. They tried to buy me out. They sent me a check for $250,000. I was supposed to make 1.8 that year. They sent me a check for $250,000. In permanent marker, I wrote "fuck you" in big letters across the front of the check. Took it back in and gave it to him.
That did it right there.
But then later on, I find out they said that I was smoking crack. Never touched a crack pipe. Never touched crack in my life.
Try to put all these allegations on you, huh?
Yeah. Good. Years later, I did get drunk enough to try cocaine. Cocaine, but never crack. And the cocaine experience lasted like 2 or 3 times. I didn't feel nothing from it. So this shit ain't for me. God's grace in my life one more time, because I could have easily become a cocaine addict.
That's right.
Because I was an alcoholic. But it didn't happen. God's grace, man. A few times, a couple bumps, and then I'm cool on this. It ain't doing nothing for me.
Hey, let me ask you this. Question. I'm gonna wrap this up because I gotta take care of some business. But man, you're gonna be back on anyways. This the boss. Y'all already know what it is. Hey, look, man. If you had any advice to give to head coach Darvin Ham, going through what he's going through right now, that he can hear what you're saying, what would you say to him?
I tell D Ham, first of all, I got a lot of respect for him. Played against him. D Ham, man, stay solid. Stay pushing. Stay on your line. Stay on your 10 with your players, man. At the end of the day, we all know that it's up to the players to go out there and execute your game plan. They got to. But also, know when to make adjustments. Know when to make adjustments, man. That could possibly help you guys get over this hump that you're going through right now. So you could shut up these naysayers and doubters out here. But stand on your 10 as a coach, man, and reassert yourself in that locker room, and try your best to keep those outside people outside where they belong. If you got to put a gag order on your players, tell them shut up with saying certain things in the media, then so be it. That's what you got to do to protect the integrity of your locker room.
Man, the biggest, the boss, and y'all know what it is, man, bro. Listen, man, I appreciate you, bro, and we're gonna do this again in a couple of days. Man, you already know what it is, man. You done came through for me a few times.
Shout out to my son, Wembenyama.
Thanks, Wemby. Hey, we go. Hey, hold that. We gonna talk about.
That's how I got that.
We go right. Listen, hold on. Don't say that. Hey, I ain't want you saying that because listen, I'm gonna say, hey, look, Cause, look, I'm gonna tell you something. This is how I know me and you on the same page, right? You ain't know nothing, right? I had right here. I was gonna ask you about Wemby right there. I had Wemby right there on my. Wait. This is what we're gonna do next. That's when we come next. When we come on here in a couple days, that is what we're gonna do next. I got a big one. I got a big one coming up with me and Kwame Brown. And we're going to be talking about the whole Jordan experience. People lying, saying that Jordan was slapping him up and stuff like that. And that's the big one that's coming up next. Yeah, Kwame going to tell the whole truth behind that situation with MJ. And we got that lined up. That's going to come up. That's going to come up as a surprise that's getting ready to come up. They don't know what I'm finna do over here. So, like I said, bro, I appreciate you coming in. We going to take back all the media stuff and all of you guys, man. That, the people, because, it's easy for everybody to say, hey, man, you can go get the superstars, the celebrities, all this other stuff. Guess what? Some of the realest stories you're going to hear from the other guys that was on the team that was just chilling. That's some of the realest advice you're going to get because they're the ones who grinding the hardest to keep jobs in the league. They the ones that's grinding the hardest to stay on. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting a hundreds of millions of dollar contracts. So you out there fighting for your life. You understand what I'm saying, dog? More so than the superstars who were on 4 or 5 year deals. And back then, they used to be 7-year deals, like 6, 7-year deals back then. So guys used to have real long-term deals back when you played. Used to be like 7-year contracts
Absolutely.
back then. I think was the max. So, bro,
Absolutely.
hold the Wemby because we coming back on that Wemby. In a couple days, I'm gonna hit you. We're coming back on Wemby because it's a lot of stuff being said, and I want you to clear that up. I want you to clear that up on Victor Wembanyama because as soon as you said that, I said, yeah, you already know. So the boss, Keith Kloss, y'all already know the biggest. You understand what I'm saying? The boss you ever seen thus far. Former Los Angeles Clipper coming in here laying down the law for y'all. You understand? And giving y'all his life lessons and things he went through, man. You understand? It ain't always going to be pretty, man. Facts. It ain't always going to be pretty, but it's going to be the truth. And they need to know that, bro. Look, you see how they got mad at Cat Williams. Cat Williams came out and told the truth. Now everybody mad. Shout out to Cat. Shout out to Cat. You feel what I'm saying, dog? So this is what we doing. This is what we doing, man. This is what we doing. But I appreciate you coming through and showing love for me, man. I appreciate that mean everything to me, man. You always come through for me, bro. Man, that's love, brother. That's love. I'm gonna holler at you, dog.
All right, for sure.
Hey, one last thing. Somebody has sent a donation and they asked, was it true that Michael Olowokandi didn't take advice from when Kareem tried to work him out? Is that true?
Yeah, yes, it is true. Because Kareem wouldn't fuck with me. Kareem would just go down to the other end of the court, work out Mike,
Right.
And Mike got mad one day. I was at the other end of the court working on my shit, And I heard Mike say, man, this shit ain't gonna work. This shit may have worked for you 50 years ago, but it ain't gonna work now. I can't use none of this shit. Turned around and walked off. And Cap is calling him like, Mike, what are you doing, man? Come back. Mike just disrespectful as hell, just walked off, did like this. I'm looking like, oh shit, because that's my idol down there. The reason I wore 33, And I'm like, damn, this dude gonna disrespect Cap like that? The GOAT? Man, Kareem came down, and that's when he finally decided to fuck with me. All right, Claus, let's see what you got. And then we went through our own little workout together. Of course, I'm gonna follow everything the man talking about. Was it all-time leading scorer at the time, 6 championships, 5, 6-time MVP. You know what I'm saying? Dude was a beast. So of course, and finally, my idol's taking the time to work with me, to come fuck with me. So I did everything that man wanted me to do and some. But it only lasted so long because I was done after that.
Man, dog. Till next time, homie. We're gonna be back in a couple of days. Shout out to the boss, Keith Kloss, former Los Angeles Clipper, NBA player. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is. Salute to you, dog. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
Already, bro.
All right, dog. I'm going, man. Hey, y'all. Hey, appreciate everybody hopping on in here. We'll be back. You understand what I'm saying? Next guest, man. This thing, y'all already see what I'm doing, bro. I told y'all, it's a muscle game, baby. It's a muscle game. You understand? Well, it's a muscle game. You understand? Then y'all gonna see it just continue to go like this, go like this, go like this. Boom, then you blow up. Spend the whole rest of your life stacking dough up. Y'all know what's up, man. Boy, these boys think they can beat me in real life. Got a better chance of getting pregnant, boy.